I can just throw in a lob one up there. How do you feel like what you're seeing from your group this spring?
Good, a lot of learning. We got a fairly inexperienced group in terms of just production and snaps, but we got a couple guys that have played. So they kind of know what it takes. But no, I think it's been good. A lot of good learning, mistakes, but good mistakes, stuff that should naturally happen. So I feel good about the group.
Last year you had quite a bit of experience, at least among your starters, and quite a bit of speed. How is this group different?
Less snaps in terms of just game experience. I do think we're still pretty fast. I think last year we were exceptionally fast. But I do think we got some guys that can run. We're a little taller in the room, which isn't a bad thing. But other than that, I think that's probably the biggest differences.
You guys redshirted David Wells last year, and I remember you were pretty high on him. What have you seen from him?
Dave's been great. He's been playing really fast. He's got good size, good speed ratio. He put on about 10 pounds. He's a guy that played a little bit last year, so I think he understands the game speed. He's got some value in the return game, and I think he's really taken advantage of these 1 reps he's been getting this spring.
And the Trent Walker he seems like he's kind of taking advantage of the opportunity.
Yeah.
He didn't really have the last few years. So.
Yeah, he just didn't have a lot of opportunities the past couple of years, but he's been a guy that's been in the room, been learning, was a backup last year, so he did play in some games, played in some meaningful games. I mean, the last drive against Washington last year, he's in the game, played in the bowl game, so he's got some real snaps under his belt. I think he knows what it takes, and I think he's going into this thing with a starter's mentality, and I thought he's having a really good spring.
How has the different offense affected the receiver group? What is it? Is it just?
I equate it to just learning another language. We've run the plays that we're running. We just called them something different. And so I think that's the biggest thing. As soon as you can equate what we've done to what we're doing, you can play faster. I don't know that there's anything that we're doing that's just radically different in terms of the football, the X's and O's of it. It's just a different language that we're learning. And it's been good. It's been receptive. I think they know that if we can learn it, there's probably a little bit more there's maybe a little bit more opportunity for the wideouts in terms of what we're asking them to do now than what we asked them to do in the past, and so it's been positive.
Is there more or less expectation for blocking in this offense for the receivers?
I don't think so. I mean, last year we were a run play action team, and so you got to block in order to make those play actions go. I think we're a little bit the same, just a different way to do it. But no, we're going to be still asked to block on the perimeter and do all those things, and that'll never change.
Is there anyone in particular who's really stuck out to you so far this spring?
I think you named a couple of guys. David Wells, I think, has done a really good job. Trent Walker, I think, has done a really good job. Jeremiah Noga, I think, has done a really good job. I think our young guys, Tastine Reddick's has done a really good job. Jordan Anderson's jumped in as a true freshman. He should be in his senior year of high school right now. He's done a good job of just learning and not making a ton of mental mistakes. So I feel positive about most of the guys in the group.
What do you take from the interim experience on your end? Sort of what did that help you? Did you learn anything from that you use now to sort of?
You said the interim experience.
Yes.
Oh yeah. That was a long time ago. I thought it was awesome. The biggest thing I took away from it is that there's nothing above your pay grade as a position coach. The small time I was in that seat, I appreciated the coaches that handled their rooms, and it didn't really get to you as the head coach. So I'm trying to live that as a position coach, and I'm trying to manage my room so that the problems don't see Trent. I can kind of maintain that, and so that's one of the ways I think it affected me. It's giving me a bigger picture, even though I'm coaching the wide receiver group.
What about Zach Card? I mean, he had a good fall last year, good fall camp. I remember last year had that pretty incredible catch on the sideline there. How has he progressed this spring?
Really good. Yeah, Zach's been good. He's another guy that we were able to redshirt, which I think is huge. And he's been great. He gives us that speed element that we kind of had last year. He was really the fastest of all those guys. And I think he's learning how to be an every down player and not just a speed guy. He's learning how to stop, which is a big deal. And so, no, I expect him to have an awesome summer and fall camp and compete to play.
Seems like he's bulked up a little bit, too.
He's put on a little bit, but he's never going to be a juggernaut out there. I mean, his game is going to be speed and just, the tenacity of what he plays with. And he's coming along great, yeah.
And what's the real benefit of having Jordan here early for you so far?
He's a college football player now. He's got really a 6-month head start on the traditional freshmen that are coming in June. He's got a spring. He's got 6 months of weight and training and conditioning. He's going to be bigger, faster, and stronger, and he's going to know what we're doing come fall camp. So he's going to give himself every chance to play. Now, if we'll see where that goes. If he's ready to play and we're going to use him, then he'll play. And if we feel like we won't, then he'll get his 4 games and he'll redshirt. But he's going to give himself the best chance by doing what he did.
You had Darius Clemens in this group out of the portal. Obviously he had a pretty big recruiting pedigree when he came out. But what's it been like adding him to this room so far?
I love Darius. I recruited him extremely hard coming out of high school. Didn't get him, but felt good about our relationship. So when he was looking again, we were a legitimate option for him. And he's been good. He's played. They won a national championship last year, so he knows what it looks like. And he's a mature dude. He's already kind of established himself as a leader in that room, just in terms of his habits and his work ethic. And he has joined the group, and he wasn't invasive in terms of coming in here. He kind of learned the way of the land. Wasn't over the top in terms of how he was going to adjust to the group. And I think he kind of naturally fits in the room. He's got a really good demeanor about him, good mindset. I think he's taking advantage of all these reps physically that he's not taking, but mentally he's locked into it. And he's going to give himself a great opportunity this offseason and heading into fall camp.
With him having that national championship ring, is that something he's shown to people and kind of set as a bar of expectation for guys?
No. He just knows what good football looks like. He knows what it takes. And that's an experience that, again, we're Oregon State. We're not going to try to be anybody other than that. But when you have people that can give you firsthand experience of what success looks like and feels like, you need to take advantage of that as a player. And so it's not this is how we did it and this is what it takes to, this is the only way to do it, but it's another avenue to learn. And so he's been good about that. He hasn't been, force feeding people, but if you got questions, he's there and available. And so I think he's been a good resource that way.
What are you hoping this offense displays, in particular the passing game displays at the spring showcase?
Consistency, just explosiveness. I think anybody would tell you that just in terms of the passing game. You want to be able to move the sticks when you call for the intermediate throws. You want to be able to hit guys running when the routes call for that, so we can get some explosives and some yak and some timing. And I think you're just trying to really focus on the timing, the rhythm of the pass game, and explosive plays, because I do think we have some guys that can run. And so you always want to take advantage of that.
Great. Thank you.